is the time of year where you have to be a little bit more particular with finding trails and camp spots, especially in Colorado because of all of this snow. I planned out this trail and camp spot earlier this week using Onyx Off-Road like I always do, and there's a new feature which really helps in the winter months. If you open up your satellite view, you now have two different options for snow imagery and recent imagery. When you toggle those on, it will actually give you really up-to-date information on what the terrain that you're about to tackle actually looks like. We've been getting snow off and on for the past couple of weeks in the Denver area, so having this up-to-date satellite imagery really helped me plan ahead to make sure that we're not tackling a trail, one, that's closed, but two, has too much snow on it. So I was able to see that these trails are open, and with the recent imagery and snow imagery, I was able to tell that there is snow here, but it doesn't look like it accumulated to too much. And that brought us all the way to the campsite that we're at right now.
Hello.
Saw, dude.
Saw, dude.
Getting the tent all set up.
My tent here.
The new High Country. What is it? High Country V2 Mini?
Mini.
Mini. For a quick impromptu trip though, it's a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
We got rocks. I like rocks.
I like rocks.
So Jake and I are out here on just a quick overnight trip because Jake's been super busy. You've not been able to camp as much as you'd like to this year.
This is probably my, with you, third, fourth time.
That's not enough.
Not enough at all.
So we're changing that. We're out here camping. We went to the store and got some food for dinner. We're gonna hang out. I of course have the Kimbo, so if the weather gets too bad, we can kind of hunker down inside of there. They are calling for a little bit of snow at some point tonight, but the weather is absolutely gorgeous right now for December 1st. It's December now, and that to me is crazy. It's December. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but I did not wear boots because I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. Oh yeah, it's like Pride Rock out here. The sun will be setting behind us in probably like an hour already. Sun sets so early now, but I already realized that I made a mistake. I brought my Howl campfire. I pulled it out of my van because we were in the van last, threw it in the truck, and I forgot the cable to connect the campfire to the propane tank. So we're either gonna have a wood fire or no fire at all and maybe just hang out inside of the Kimbo. So my bad. Now for the truck, I put some grip tape on my tailgate here because this stuff gets really slick. Actually says slippery when wet there. So the other day I was camping, I didn't film a video, but I walked out here and there was snow on my tailgate and I almost fell off and died. Inside, I don't even have the fireplace going yet. I'm actually low on propane here. I should still have a couple nights left, but I want to make sure it runs completely through the night tonight. So I'll fire that up once it gets colder. It's currently about 45 degrees in here, so not too bad. I've got my little projector charging, and we'll probably watch some movies. Got the pantry stocked with food, and the fridge stocked with food as well. So we're gonna be set for a pretty peaceful night. All right, we have some good news and some bad news. Bad news is it's absolutely frigid outside already, and it's not even quite 6 o'clock yet. So we've been hanging out by the fire in here, which is as good as it's gonna get for the night.
I mean, it's nice and warm in here.
It does feel good. And Jake has his tent, obviously, but his diesel heater should be good. Like, we can hang out in here as long as we need to. I brought the propane. I didn't bring my connection cable for the Howl campfire, which is why we're not hanging out outside. But since I have the giant propane tank, Jake didn't have propane for his grill, but now...
This connection to my truck, to my mini propane tank that I use during the summertime, it's in my gear, so we can use it to cook.
We're just combining everything. I have like my little stove, which is fine for just me, but we're gonna get ready for dinner now. So we got steaks, which we're gonna season up, make some of those. French style green beans, the best green beans.
Green beans.
I didn't even think about this, but we have
shrimp.
Yeah, we have half a pound of shrimp. Now for the kitchen setup in the Kimbo, this is kind of what I'm working with right now. I'm definitely gonna refine this setup at some point, but I have everything that I need right here. So I've plates and bowls and cutlery, things like that, stuff to keep everything clean. I got dish soap and even shower pouches in there. And I just have a perfect bungee around my Step 22 Chameleon. I basically just take everything out of my normal camping setup and move it into the Kimbo around this time of year. So in here I have everything that I should need. I'll have a pan for cooking, got some titanium tongs for flipping the steaks, use this for the green beans, and one of these pots, probably a little like tea kettle, to cook the green beans in. I also have butane in here. That's gonna be for my little gas one stove, salt and pepper, other random condiments. I think this will be all I need for right now. I'm gonna start with these steaks.
You got a lighter, right?
Oh yeah, lighters, matches.
We got fire.
Oh yeah. Steaks, those will be good to go. Now I'm trying to do this as efficiently as possible so we don't have a ton of dishes to do, and so we don't have to be standing out in the cold very long. So I'm just gonna go the peeled shrimp, about half a pound, right into this little like wok pan that Jake has. Gonna hit this with a little bit of garlic infused olive oil. So I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of that. And we've got Old Bay. We're gonna do a lot of Old Bay because this stuff is delicious. I think these will be ready for the fire. It's pretty cold out here. I was checking the weather from a few different sources, and there's a chance that it could get down to a real feel of -9 tonight with the wind chill. I'm hoping that that source was incorrect, but you never know. This would be a lot easier if I just brought the right things to have a fire. Oh yeah.
Okay.
A nice 68.9 degrees in here.
Nice.
Presentation for like a quick, literally like 5-minute meal. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, surf and turf, 5 minutes. And a sharper fork.
It's not too bad. Jake just brought up a good point. I finished eating and I've never showed you guys how I do dishes in here, which is not the easiest thing because you're working with a really small space, but I try to clean all the food scrap out with like paper towels. That way I'm not just dumping stuff like that on the ground, because I don't want to get eaten by bears. Then once everything is fairly clean like this, I keep some soap, my handy dandy Vertex bag. So now I just throw some soap on a little sponge that I cut in half. I have a bunch of these for camping. And just use a tiny bit of water and just kind of clean the dishes like this. So that's how I do dishes. I just put everything away now and clean up the kitchen. You constantly have to be organizing when you're in a small space like this. Order has been restored in the Kimbo. Got everything cleaned up. Jake is firing up his diesel heater to warm up his tent for later, and I'm going to show you guys the movie theater setup. I kind of showed you this before, but I just have a white poster board that you get at an arts and crafts store. I store this underneath my mattress so it doesn't get all smashed up in here. You forget it's there half the time. And then I just slide it into place, right like that, and we have a projector screen. And then I have this little guy right here. It is about the size of a can of beer or a can of soda. It's the Nebula something projector. I got this idea sometime last year. I thought it would be cool to have something to like watch a movie while you're laying in bed at night. So this thing I got on Amazon. Nebula is owned by Anchor, so I figured this was gonna be a good product, and it's been pretty solid. I have this on a tiny little Manfrotto tripod. I kind of set it right here on my battery box and then turn it on like that. Now this thing is powered by Android, so you have all sorts of apps and different things like that in here. Once I get this positioned properly, you can focus it depending on the distance you're at. And with the lights off, you got a pretty solid movie theater screen right here. I know it doesn't really show on video, but the quality is surprisingly really nice. I think I got this projector on sale for like 200, maybe 250 bucks, and I'll leave a link for it down below if you guys want to check it out. But I barely have any reception up here. So generally, if I would have a movie downloaded on my phone or my iPad, I can basically like mirror the screen onto the projector to go up here. I think I have just enough reception where I can create a hotspot and then control the projector with my phone, just like this right here. Speakers built into it, fills up something the size of the Kimbo pretty nicely. Now we have Netflix. So we're gonna hang out here in the camper because it's pretty cold out, watch a movie, maybe play some cards, and I'll check back in with you guys probably before we hit the hay. We have made it to 11 o'clock at night. We watched 3 different movies and they were all pretty awesome. Unfortunately, again, we couldn't have the fire, but as of right now, we're kind of lucking out on the weather. We just went outside as Jake crawled into his tent, and the wind is not blowing too bad, and it's not crazy cold. However, I was checking the weather, and overnight, we're going to probably get a little bit of snow, but also some pretty high winds, and we're way up on top of a ridge right now, kind of exposed. The weather at 8 o'clock in the morning is going to be 13 degrees Fahrenheit, and with the wind chill it says it's going to be about -8, -9 degrees, which is not great. I know I'll be fine in here. Hopefully Jake will be okay in his tri-layer tent, free spirit, diesel heater, all that stuff going on. I think we'll be okay. And then in the morning we got some more food to cook. We're in a whole interconnected trail system right now, so we may do a little bit of wheeling in the morning as well, and then eventually head back to town. So I'm going to turn these lights down a little bit and go to bed. Talk to you in the morning. Morning. Good morning. I just made pierogies for breakfast. Not really a breakfast food. At least these are not, but
I've never had pierogies.
Jake's never had them, so try it. So we kind of lucked out on weather. It's almost 9 o'clock and didn't get too frigid. Diesel heater worked all night.
All night, baby. It was good. Sometimes it was a little too hot. Sometimes the wind made it kind of cold in there, so I definitely put the hose inside my bag, but nothing nothing bad at all. Can't complain.
All right, pretty cleaned up. I think we are ready to roll. Fireplace is off and it's been cooling for a little while. You want to let this fan run for a little bit before turning it completely off. Power system is charging. The lights are off. Gotta get the truck started because it's pretty cold and snow's coming down. Well, made it back to pavement, headed back towards town, and I think the Kimbo is officially dialed in for the winter time. There are a few more things like supply-wise that I need to kind of stock up on. And then the Kimbo is loaded and will be loaded for many more adventures to come, especially with this weather. Freaking cold and snowy all the time. It's nice to have a little log cabin in the back of my truck that keeps me warm and self-sufficient no matter what the winter brings. I do plan on doing at least one Kimbo related trip, like a longer version trip, maybe a week long or so. If you guys have any specific things that you want to see, any questions about the camper or the truck camper combo, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to answer anything as best as possible in some future videos. That's all I had for this quick overnight trip. If you guys are new to the channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.